So children waiting parents is our passion, right? So let's have a conversation about where we've been and where we are now.
Okay. Well, you know, we are Rochester's best kept secret, right?
Right.
And we've been around for 51 years and growing, right?
Wait, we have not been around 51
Children waiting
years.
parents. Goodness.
Just making sure. We were not here in 1972.
Well, I've been here, 25 years? So,
Yeah.
speak for yourself.
Yes, I know. I'm new here. 5 years, right? So go ahead. Tell me a little more about where we've been before I got here.
Well, we wore many hats. So we were more of an information and referral service. I can't stand her. She is over here laughing and chuckling.
I thought you said mini hats. I was like, not many, many.
I said we wore many hats. Done.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so before you,
Hey, Lori.
we wore many hats here at Children Awaiting Parents. We played the role of a information and referral service. We were more like a adoption exchange. We were like the middleman. So we did a lot of the recruiting. We contracted with a lot of agencies. We trained and certified not certified, but we trained a lot of their families. We did a lot of facilitating and organizing of
Well, it sounded like there was a lot of advocacy going on during all of that time prior to becoming an adoption agency.
Oh, there was. Families would call on us when they felt like they were in need of extra support. So that could have been anything as far as extra training, advocacy with their agency and court, many different ways.
Yeah, I remember when I first got here, there was this big signage everywhere that said, we've helped over 6,000 families. And I was like, that's a lot. I mean, granted, it's been a lot of years, but that was a lot of families. And we stopped counting, right?
Yes, it was more than 6,000.
And so I was thinking about that. If we were to really stop and count all the families and the children that we've worked with and helped, even in the last few years, we've probably hit that number again.
Oh, yes, 3 times over, I believe. And also, you have to keep in mind, once a CAP family, you're always a CAP family. So, families come back for many different reasons.
Yeah, I've seen that in the last few years, whether it's for adoption, continued foster care placements, now that we have foster care, and support. People just seem to come out of nowhere asking for support for their families or even donating. I think that's been an incredible vision for me to see how many people in the Rochester and surrounding areas keep coming back for whatever reason it is.
And not just that, the fact that they share, they spread the word, they let people know that we exist, because many people are not aware, they don't know that we're here. So I appreciate our families, our partners and everything, because they have assisted us in getting the word out.
Yeah, I like what you said, that Children Awaiting Parents is still Rochester's best kept secret. And when I got here again 5 years ago, I was concerned and I was surprised. What do you mean you don't know? What people kept asking, well, what is that? What's CAP? Who are you? What do you do? And at the time, we just became an adoption agency.
Right.
So that was a big shift for this agency. But it was surprising to me that people did not know about us. 50 years in the making, and people didn't know enough about us. So as we've been working to let this community especially know, and then branching out into foster care, it feels like we are still a secret, but in many ways we've opened a lot of doors, and we've become a little more well known with all our programs. So foster care and adoption and Wendy's Wonderful Kids and all of the great things we're doing, new programs in different counties, and now our recruitment efforts. So I feel like we're getting there, but you're right. We're still a secret, and families are really our best advertisement.
Yes, they are. And those who do know us, who are familiar with us, know us for adoption services, right? So we are working really hard to go beyond that. We want people to know that we are more than an adoption agency. We are a full service agency. We provide all types of services. So we start from the very beginning now. So we are supporting families from the very beginning, foster care. And if we're unable to find an adoptive placement for that child, we can support them through our SAFE program. So we are working really hard now to get, to go beyond that adoption, what do you want to call it?
It's kind of like our signature was adoption.
Yeah.
And now we're saying we do so much more.
Yes, we
do. We start with foster care. And for our first goal, of course, is to bring families together, to keep families together, to return them. But if not, we have an adoption program, but also even beyond that, there's so many children, right? Wade, you've been doing this for years. You've been everything from the person who trained and matched, and then program manager for adoption, and now director of services. Over anyone that there's so many children waiting to be adopted, and so many that won't. And so between our small adoption program and the Wendy's program, we really have an opportunity to get those kids some kind of a resource. So we're not always looking at, let's get our foster care placements adopted. We're looking to get them back home, right?
Right.
And
then go.
And then moving forward, the 117,000 kids waiting for a home, they're already freed. Right. So that's something that has always been hard for us, right? To see so many kids, foster children have the opportunity to go back home. Those freed kids don't.
Right. That is true. It's heartbreaking. It really is. And, working here for so long, seeing the passion and the commitment of this organization to our community and to our youth made me want to do more, and I don't mean just, sitting behind the desk. I wanted to do more. I wanted to get more involved. And that's one of my reasons why I decided to become a foster adoptive parent. And I must say it was one of the best things that I've ever done. And I thank CAP for that, because before CAP, I knew nothing about foster care or adoption. It changed my life, just like I've changed my kids' lives. And then once you came on board,
then everything was great.
Well, I don't know if I'll say that. I'm joking. But, you changed, our direction, your vision, and becoming a foster care agency, a full service organization, providing services for families who are not just the children in foster care, but birth families, being able to support them, and, working so hard to, grow those families, get those families, strengthen those families, excuse me.
Yes.
So
that's one of the things that I think people don't know about children awaiting parents. We sound like an adoption agency, children awaiting parents. We could give a little sneak peek into the fact that we're going to be completely a little bit of restructuring and renaming the agency so that it fits what we do. And so many people think, oh, well, they just do adoption, like you said.
Right.
But not only do we do that, we foster, but beyond that, we're looking at reintegration. We're looking at constantly bringing and keeping families together. What can we do? So we haven't branched out into preventive services and all that yet, but reintegration is a crucial part of everything we do for our foster placements. And I'm hoping that when we do some renaming and some, kind of just do this process of recruiting with a new name, especially, that people are going to know, wow, they do so much more than their name says. And you're right about the passion. So there is passion in this place, and boy, sometimes it exudes, right? It can come out in all ways, but sometimes we fight for the families. We fight for the kid all the time, first and foremost. And then, we fight for the foster families too, or the adopted families. But our goal is to do what's best for that child, first and foremost. And I'm just hoping with our recruitment efforts and our restructuring, renaming, that people are going to see children awaiting parents are not what you thought. We are so much more, and we've got so much to offer. And the fact that most of our staff has been somehow involved in fostering or maybe guardianship or adopting, especially. We've got a few adoptive parents on staff that we get it. We get foster care, we get adoption, but we also get reintegration and keeping families together. That's really going to be our mantra for 2024, right?
Strengthening families.
Yes, strengthening and keeping families together to the best of our ability. So it's exciting, and what a difference, right, from 25 years ago.
A big difference, yes, big difference. But you know what I'm excited about? I'm excited about those new families that are coming in, because it's not that we've been looking for so long for families who are willing to invest in our children, invest in them, teach them something, allow them to walk away with something. And I'm talking foster parents right now.
Yes.
So those foster parents are not around. We don't want those families to think, we don't want those families to think that we're looking for families who can just, feed and clothe them. We are looking for families who are fully committed to our youth, families who are willing to go the whole 9 yards with them, and be their voice, advocate, be that champion, show up for them, That's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about this new wave of families, this new year that's that's going to come in. I'm so excited about it, and I think 24 is going to be our year.
Yeah, that's exciting to hear. And I'm really hopeful, and I agree with you. I think that you've hit the nail on the head, that families have maybe an older sense, or a kind of I'll say an old school sense of how to foster, and that like some organizations are like, yep, we got beds available, right? But here at CAP, we try to say we have a bed available, but we want it to be in the right home so that it fits the child's needs. But with new families who are committed to coming in and saying, yeah, we're in it. We're going to do this. We're going to stick with this kid until this kid and help that kid to get back home. So the whole focus is you're going to get the child to be prepared to progress in your home, doing everything you can as a therapeutic foster home, because that's what we're training. And if it can't happen, then that's a whole different story. But the goal is we're going to stick it out, right? And help these kids get where they need to be. and get our families trained and excited and the same place we are, passion to get these kids where they really need to be, because at the end of the story they always want to be back home.
That is so true.
If we can get them there, let's get those families that are willing to do that. And if not, there's another part of the story.
Yes, yes, there is. And then what separates us from all the rest, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we have a training program that is amazing, for one. But as you said before, our staff, we have that experience that's like no other, right? Our families they'll get that
like life experience.
They'll get the life experience, but it's going to be that top tier type of experience, that top tier type of training. Our trainers are amazing because of the simple fact that they are experienced.
Yes.
They know what it's like. They know what to expect, and yes. I think, that speaks volumes, because it's one thing to train me based on a curriculum, but it's a whole nother thing if you have the experience firsthand and you can speak to that. So, families knowing that they're going to get that specialized, top tier, one of a kind type of training, I think that's going to set us apart from all the rest.
Yeah, that's great. And I agree. I believe that. I think that we're headed in a direction that, because we already provide so much support, right?
Yes.
I think if there's one thing we do great, it's intense support. Like, listen, we're working 24/7 right along with you. We're walking the walk, talking the talk. We are in it with you.
Call me whenever you need me.
That's right. And
I'll be there.
And you are too.
Yes.
And that is so true. I have to get you off the phone sometimes. I have to make her take some time. But yeah, that is exactly it. They know, even past families, present families, they know that you're going to give me a real answer,
yes.
real time, and real, like hard line answers, whatever they need to hear.
Yep.
And that can be tough, and not everybody likes that, right? But we have to give you the real deal.
Right.
And I think we do that here. I really do.
We go above and beyond. We really do. And I always say you can never put a time frame on someone's crisis.
That's right.
Yes. So if we have a family in need and their crisis may not be, when we want it to be, you know what I mean? But we're there. So when they call, we're there, we're present, we come, we show up, we support, we advocate, we are there.
Yeah.
And that's what families need today.
And I think we do that exceptionally well. And I think that because we're new, we've only been in existence for foster care for a couple of years now. Even adoption is only 5 years old. That not everybody knows that.
Right.
And our families know that. But we really want everyone to know when you come to CAP what you're going to get. And you might get some answers you don't like, but you might get the real deal. But you're going to get so much support out of it. And I think we make it a really great environment for our families and our kids. And the fact that people will just stop what they're doing and go out and see a kid to make sure that everything's okay. That doesn't happen everywhere.
Yes. So, like I said, we are Rochester's best kept secret. People are not aware, and those who are aware, they only know us for adoption, for our adoption program. So now that we have evolved and we're continuing to grow, I think, the word will get out there that you can call on them for a little bit of everything, not just for adoption. So, foster care, our SAFE program.
And we didn't really talk a lot about that. A lot of people don't know what that is.
Right.
That talk about a secret, right?
Yeah, right, right. Mm-hmm.
That program it just kind of seems to just be in the shadows, and it could be an amazing program. So it's such a mouthful, right? SSAFE. Social supports for advancing future endeavors. But really what that's all about is if you're a kid that is been in foster care or aging out of foster care, we want to be your support. And so whatever way that looks for you, these kids, 18 to 25, we want them to drive their own program, set their own goals and plans. We want to help them find housing. If they have emergency needs, we want to help with that. And we just want to see our young people be productive. Such a passion of mine that when kids end up aging out of foster care without a resource or without a family, and it's difficult or uncomfortable to return to their birth family, that they have somebody or an organization or something that supports them. So whether it's just getting referrals and finding their basic needs, or it's you come in here and we're going to sit with you and our social workers are going to walk you through whatever you need, whatever that might be. We really want to help those kids, and that's a program that is definitely not well known out there at all.
Well, that's why we're here. We are going to get it out there because families need to know that when we release our children into the community, allowing them to age out of the foster care system without a resource, we're basically setting them up for failure.
Absolutely.
So they'll end up back in the system and we'll end up taking care of them in other ways. So it's very important that we get the word out there that we need their help. We need them to join us in our quest to provide resources and support and services and connections for all of our kids.
And that's what it is right there. You just hit the nail on the head. It's about connections. So we look to the community, we look to churches, we look to those people who want to help, don't want to foster, don't want to adopt, don't really know if they want anyone to live with them, right? Because we all know how hard that can be. But they want to be a support to someone. So with that, you can kind of be that almost like remote, right? Just almost a remote support. I know I've done that in my own life, right? To me, I have such a passion for it because being a family for a kid who doesn't have a family once they're out of foster care is crucial to their well-being, emotionally, physically, their safety, and it's crucial to independence. So if we're providing some support for independent living, how great is that these kids know there's somebody they can call on. Somebody's going to remember their birthday. Somebody's going to make sure they have Christmas, or if they're running out of food, or they don't know how to fill out an application or need a ride, whatever it might be. We want to be able to bring in the community members to support those kids. And, we've had some great success talking to churches about this. So I've been very impressed at how open the churches are to providing some kind of support from their their congregations. So, so we really want to get this program off the ground, pick it off, make sure those kids have somebody. What we found is that kids often don't want to stay in a program after they're done. When they're done with foster care. So you have to give them incentive. You've got to give them something that makes them want to continue learning and growing. And we don't have to have them in a program. You don't have to sign a contract and be here every week, but we want to be able to keep connection with you, want to make a connection for you.
That is correct, though. There's that misconception that that we live alone, that we are on our own, and there's no such thing. Everyone has someone that they rely on, right? Yes. Everyone has someone that they rely on, whether it's a neighbor or a family member or just a friend. You have someone to call on when in need, and our kids need that. So we understand that foster care and adoption is not for everyone. So this program was developed for those people. The SAFE program. Yes. I think getting the word out there would actually not just benefit our youth, but it'll also enlighten the lives and enrich the lives of those who are who have joined our team to support these youth. So
There's a lot of people out there who really want to do something to give back to the community. And maybe they can't always give financially.
Right.
Maybe, and again, they don't want to foster and adopt, right? So this is a way, just kind of being, I think of it as like the old fashioned pen pal, like, right? Like we're kind of there for you. We'll keep in touch with you, or we're here as a kind of a distant friend and support to you, because maybe that's all they need is a phone call, right? So anything that will help these kids, and we really want to be a support to them, so that it brings CAP all the way from start to finish, right? We hope not to put kids in foster care, but if they're with us, we're going to get them home if we can. If we can't get them home, we're going to look at the next step. And those kids that are already free for adoption, we're going to bring them to a family to the best of our ability. And then at the end of this whole program timeline is the SAFE program, that we can help you get independent living.
Right.
This has been great. We're talking because it kind of stirs up our passions and reminds us what we're doing, what we're here for, what we want to do. So I think these are things that we really need to keep bringing to the community.
Well, you mentioned the churches. So, that excites me also. We have our our Faith in Children program that we did not talk about.
Yes, we didn't.
And the Faith in Children program is designed to basically educate and recruit individuals from the faith community. So that's a program that we need to really get going again also.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to let the community know that we're looking to come to your church.
Yes. Yes, coming to a church near you.
Yes. So we'll definitely be reaching out to the community, and we'll be using, I think, platforms like this and others that we can to reach our community and the surrounding communities. We're not here just in Rochester.
Yes. Well, the exciting thing is, Lori, our parties. Hope parties, the hope parties. So we are inviting families to host a party in their home, invite their family and friends, and allow us to come in. And it's almost similar to an informational meeting, but informal, So we will play games. We will have refreshments. We will have door prizes.
And we will not sell Tupperware.
No, we will not. But they may be required. No, I was going to say they may be required to take a kid.
Right.
But we do understand, like I said before, that foster care and adoption is not for everyone. So what I hope to do, or what we hope to do, is to educate everyone on our services and the ways that people can help and give back. Right.
Right. Yeah.
So doing so, they can, they can donate. They can volunteer. They can be a foster parent or an adoptive parent. There's so many different ways.
Resource to
support, a mentor, everything.
Exactly. Yeah. We got it all.
Yes,
we're ready. We're ready for you.
Yes, Rochester's best kept secret.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
that's it right there.